Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. The state government is taking action to expand the role of pharmacists to help rural communities. It says the move is being made to focus on what's best for the patient, but doctors hold safety concerns.
A booster shot for pharmacists across Tasmania, set to be given powers to prescribe some medicines in rural and regional areas, in aged care, and to some women experiencing UTIs.
It's overseen by a GP, but pharmacies again can provide that healthcare service.
Pharmacists absolutely have a responsibility, and there's an expectation by patients that they do more. We've seen that with vaccinations.
The plan, expected to be in place by the end of the year, part of a scope of practice review by the state government, made public today with 12 recommendations aimed around removing barriers.
We are seeing for a lot of Tasmanians getting access to primary care is getting harder, and for some communities it's now almost impossible.
There's still details to be hammered out, with groups representing doctors holding safety concerns about the scheme.
A lot of this seems to really be sprung upon us, and of course our primary concern is about the autonomous prescribing for UTIs in pharmacies.
The focus of our government is on what's best for the Tasmanian health consumer.
Primary care in rural and regional areas is particularly critical and suffering shortages. State Parliament today heard concerns that general practitioners are going city.
What are you doing to prevent a situation of robbing Peter to pay Paul, a situation where understaffed rural GP services are being hollowed out to bolster care in the city?
Pointing the finger at urgent care clinics.
Our state government don't employ the GPs in those practices directly. That's employed by the GPs, private businesses.
The primary healthcare puzzle still yet to be solved. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Private sector nurses and midwives have walked off the job, ramping up their fight for better conditions. Union members escalating their industrial action against Calvary Healthcare as they struggle to keep up with surging workloads.
Our Calvary nurses have had enough.
Yeah, we've been fighting for a really long time. We're all burnt out. We're just so tired.
We're tired, we're anxious, we're just upset with that Calvary don't seem to care about us at all.
Dozens of St Vincent Hospital nurses and midwives walking off the job and taking a stand.
Calvary, it's time to bring the workload down.
Fearing their voices and concerns are going unheard and unnoticed.
We're really, really lucky that nothing bad has actually happened to any of our patients at the moment. We're running on minimum staffing levels.
ANMF Tasmania launched statewide industrial action against private healthcare provider Calvary last week amid growing concerns of chronic staffing issues, uncompetitive wages and patient safety.
We've lost so many nurses in the last few years due to burnout.
Members taking a significant first step, holding a stop work meeting, demanding staffing level changes after an enterprise agreement breakdown.
We need minimum staffing levels. That'll provide patient safety and it'll provide safety to us in our registration as well.
What our members are asking here at Calvary is not unreasonable. They're asking for a mandated minimum staffing workload model that is in place in almost all other healthcare environments in Tasmania.
Calvary says it opposes a rigid public hospital model, instead promising a dynamic and collaborative nursing roster. And it will continue to provide safe care throughout the industrial process, remains open to working with the union.
It gives no security and no confidence for our members and patients who are paying significant private health premiums.
Further industrial action hasn't been ruled out. Victoria Iso, 7 Tasmania News.
Victim survivors of child sexual abuse have been encouraged to attend the tabling of the Commission of Inquiry report in a fortnight, with financial support available for travel. The report will be tabled in the House of Assembly at 11:30 on Tuesday, September 26.
I've read almost all of the thousands of pages of the report myself in its entirety. And to say it's understandably confronting and challenging would be an understatement.
Lifeline, the sexual assault support service and others have been given extra funding to help through the period. And if you or anyone you know needs help or this story has cause distress, contact the Sexual Assault Support Service on 1800 697 877. On this night in 2002, Jason Mazurek spent his last evening celebrating with his sister in Hobart, never to be seen again. The search for answers continues, with the family still vying for closure more than 20 years later. Ruby Cairns has this exclusive report.
It's old and grainy, but this isn't just any security vision. It's the last time Jason Mazurek was ever seen. As he steps out of frame, he may be out of sight, but for Jason's family, he's not out of mind.
We hate this time of year. We hate Christmas, we hate big occasions. Yeah. Just want answers.
September 14, 2002 was a Saturday. The 20-year-old was out celebrating a hockey grand final with his sister and best friend at West Point Casino in Sandy Bay, visiting the popular nightclub Regine's. He was meant to meet one of his 5 sisters in the foyer, but instead he headed towards Drysdale Avenue. Just before 2 a.m, he vanished.
Our family, after 21 years, we need some sort of answers.
Despite extensive searches, including police divers scouring the depths of the River Derwent, no trace of Jason has ever been found. In 2008, his disappearance was reported to the coroner, who determined Jason had passed away, but was unable to say how or when.
Somebody knows something?
The question remains, what happened to Jason? To the big brother, the family man, the keen rollerblader, the boy from Bushy Park with dreams of joining the Navy.
It shatters our community. So that's shattered that the people that grew up in that time and went to the nightclub there at the casino.
Jason has now been missing for longer than he was alive. But Tasmanians are being reminded it's never too late to help bring his family some closure.
You might think it's so insignificant you don't want to bother police. Well, now you can just put it online and press submit without your details, and you've done your bit.
If you saw him walking along the bike track, if you saw him anywhere, or even somebody remotely that looked like him, just come forward with that information, because we have nothing.
The number for Crime Stoppers is 1800 333 000. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
The Transport Minister has come under fire in question time, with claims underfunding of Metro led to the axing of services. Labor's David O'Byrne says he has obtained a 2021 PowerPoint from the bus operator, which says it had received little to no investment.
You get up in this place and claim time and time again that you and your government will support Metro in any way you can.
I'm not aware of the PowerPoint that he's discussed, but I'm not troubled by the question and the contents of it. We've provided record investment to Metro. We've built 116 new buses.
A Greens proposal to make Metro buses free was defeated in the lower house last night. There's pain at the petrol pump tonight, with prices on the rise. In Launceston, stations are charging as much as $2.13 for unleaded. The price is only slightly better in Hobart, where motorists are filling up for around $2.11. Drivers are encouraged to shop around and to take advantage of fuel-saving apps to get the lowest possible price. Hobart's Argyle Street has been ranked Tasmania's top hot spot for car crashes. According to AAMI's 2023 Crash Index, the busy street is most dangerous in the afternoons and on Wednesdays. Macquarie Street, the second worst, with Moona's Main Road third. The insurance company says male drivers are more likely to be involved in a collision, with the worst offenders aged 35 to 49. A coronial report has found the death of a 59-year-old punch bowl man was preventable. Wolfgang Moore drowned at Badger Head in October last year after falling off the bow of his yacht. Coroner Olivia McTaggart says he had virtually no experience as a sailor, was anchored in unsuitable waters and was not wearing a personal flotation device. She claims his vessel was ill prepared for safe anchoring, which may also have contributed. A land rights rally has drawn dozens of activists to Parliament lawns. The Tasmanian Aboriginal Centre is protesting changes to the Aboriginal Lands Act. They claim it's a political attack against their community, which would give the state government power to exclude Indigenous people from land management decisions.
When black lands are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back!
Aboriginal Affairs Minister Roger Yench says the proposed amendments wouldn't change the functions of the Aboriginal Land Council. He says it will ensure all new Land Council applicants are assessed under a three-part test. 2 heart-stopping medical emergencies have thankfully had a happy ending, all thanks to having a defibrillator nearby. Authorities are now urging all Tasmanians to learn CPR so others can one day save a life.
Mark Richards was playing his usual weekly game of underwater hockey when he was struck with a heart attack. Today, reuniting with the red and yellow heroes who saved his life.
It was just closing down. It was just very faint. I was a bit sore, and then it just totally blank, yeah.
18-year-old James was first on scene at the Hobart Aquatic Centre.
Me and a couple of the underwater hockey players pulled Mark out of the water and straight away into compressions as he was unconscious.
Something the team is more than prepared for, but never expects to happen.
I've worked here for almost 6 years now, and that hasn't happened in my entire time being here.
The horror situation proving its likelihood is quite the opposite. After staff at the Currency Cafe in Lindisfarne performed CPR and used their new defibrillator on a customer during the Sunday lunchtime rush.
It was installed just a couple of months ago. We pretty much know for a fact now that if we didn't have that here on site with ready access, it would have been a completely different outcome.
Installing the life-saving device was all thanks to the local Rotary Club.
When we first started, they were very rare, and we put one in the supermarkets here, one in the community centre.
Authorities now urging other businesses and venues to ensure they have access to one too, and learn how to save a life.
If we could make it mandatory that every Australian learns CPR, then so many more lives would be saved.
As for Mark, he's counting his lucky stars.
I think if I was anywhere else, I probably would have been in. The chances of survival are pretty low.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
A local designer is $20,000 richer after winning this year's Clarence Prize. Patrick Adeney's Winslow chair is made from Tasmanian blackwood and paper cord and took around 2 weeks to create. His work beating that of 14 other finalists, with entries pouring in from all around Australia.
It's very surreal, to be honest. The work is made for the public, it's made for the people, it's consumer driven, it's designed to be functional and comply with what a chair is supposed to do.
It's a biennial prize, it's been running since 2007. It's the richest acquisitive furniture design prize in Australia, and it's something that we're extraordinarily proud of.
2 runner-up recipients were also awarded $1,500. A lucky Tasmanian has woken up to news she is the state's newest millionaire, winning last night's lotto draw. The Launceston woman purchasing her golden ticket from Meadow Muse News and Lotto, walking away $1 million richer.
Oh, they're very excited. They had checked it last night and so to wake her husband up screaming. So no, she's very ecstatic.
It's the 26th time the news agency's owners have sold a winning Division 1 entry. She plans the winner to buy a new car, and with $1 million, probably she'll buy some other things too. $25,000 scholarships are now on offer to boost the number of speech pathologists in Tasmania and tackle a shortage in schools. 9 students in their final year of accredited study courses will be offered the grants to contribute towards university costs. Minister Roger Yench says speech pathology roles are critical in supporting communication skills, development and educational outcomes. The hotly anticipated lineup for one of Tasmania's favourite festivals has just been announced. Aussie rockers Ice House will kick off next year's Festivale along with pop duo Bachelor Girl. Saturday night we'll see Rogue Traders take to the main stage ahead of singer-songwriter Vanessa Amorosi, while Diesel will round out the entertainment program on Sunday. Festivale tickets go on sale tomorrow.
The NTFA is just days away from what could be a record-breaking grand final program. Organisers are expecting up to 10,000 spectators as 8 different clubs compete for the ultimate premiership glory. Premier Division heavyweights gearing up for the fight of the season.
It's us trying to win, Hillwood trying to win, and obviously we're just trying to do whatever we can to get over the line.
It'd be pretty special to bring a premiership home.
The Hillwood Sharks ready to bite, on track to rebuild to premiership glory.
I don't normally get nervous for footy games, but I think just going through those last few years down the bottom, it's been pretty tough. So yeah, it's going to make it even more special if we can get up on Saturday.
Standing in their way, the Rocherley Tigers looking to avoid another grand final loss.
A few of the boys were definitely disappointed and obviously put in a lot more work over the pre-season, and obviously trying to reap the rewards this weekend.
Longford and South Launceston will battle for the reserves flag, while in the women's, the Bridgnorth Parrots are hoping to soar straight to the top after flying through the season undefeated.
We've got a great opposition in front of us that will put up a huge fight, so we've just got to go out there, attempt to do what we've done all year.
But the old Launcestonians aren't ruling themselves out, looking to revenge last year's grand final loss.
The nerves will be there regardless of we've been there before, so if we play our brand of footy, then we should be able to improve on the result.
Old Scotch and Georgetown will tip off Saturday's action at Utah's Stadium, meeting in the under-18s big dance at 9:15. North Launceston player coach Brad Cox-Goodyer is set to break a state league record when he takes to the field this weekend. Cox-Goodyer will exceed Josh Arnold for the most senior TSL appearances, booting up for his 241st match. But he has another goal in his sights.
I can talk about it now, but come Sunday I'm not going to be focused on that at all. So, yeah, it's a nice achievement, but I've got bigger fish to fry, I think.
That fish is the crucial finals clash against Clarence on Sunday. The Northern Bomber has also been named coach of the 2023 Team of the Year, with Lachlan Clifford as captain and Sam Siggins as vice-captain.
Good evening. Hobart and Launceston reached 21 degrees today. Devonport a chilly 13 and Burnie 14, but we did have areas of sea fog affecting those numbers across the north coast today. Campania, Ouse and Strawn 25 our warmest. King Island and Grove reached 24, Lyawini 21, St Helens and Friendly Beaches 19. Now that sea fog picked up here on our cloud chart as patchy high cirrus also moved across the state as well. More cloud streamed over South Australia and Victoria, a frontal band of cloud crossing southwest WA. Plenty to come our way over the next few days. Tomorrow a weakening cold front will cross Tasmania, followed by a strong northwesterly airstream. Another cold front moves over the Southern Ocean. Now as the northerly winds shift northwesterly, they will pick up and reach 40 knots over the south and west tomorrow evening. So we do have a gale warning that's been posted for waters between Tasman Island and Sandy Cape, a strong wind warning for remaining coastal waters along with the southwest lakes. Hobart, Friday, 19 with a possible shower. Showers for Huonville, 19 as well, and 20 for Campania. Launceston 19, a windy afternoon, a shower or two. Same for Devonport, but 17 the top and 17 also for Georgetown. Burnie, early fog, a shower or two later, 16 the maximum, 17 for Strawn, 17 also for Wynyard with showers on the way. St Helens though, mostly sunny and 19, fine for Swansea 20, Port Arthur partly cloudy, also 20 degrees. Saturday now, strong and gusty winds containing a few showers for most parts. A few showers on Sunday over the southwest and northwest, otherwise fine. And on Monday, another shower over King Island, Burnie and Strawn, but fine and partly cloudy for the rest of the state. 22 and a shower for Perth tomorrow, sunny in Adelaide and Melbourne. That smoke still bothering the millions of residents of Sydney, and partly cloudy for Brisbane, a sunny 35 in Darwin. Plenty of cloud here too. Hobart 16 degrees, 15 in Launceston, cloudy in Devonport, and just 12 at the moment, Kim.
Thank you very much, Murph, and that is all we have time for tonight. As always, thanks for joining us this evening. For now, it's good night.